Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in for another video. These are the unboxing of the Golden Ticket series box sets that were done for Yes. Just a quick heads up and apologies on this one. If there's noises going on in the background, it's just the washing machine. We have kind of slightly open plan thing between the dining room and the kitchen, so couldn't be avoided unfortunately. If it gets too loud, we'll edit it out. Okay, so this one was a very important box for us to do. I'll show you it first of all. So the Yessongs at 50 project produced this really spectacular box set, I have to say, that we did. It was prompted by one of our group who has always loved this period of Yes, and he basically wanted to revisit Yessongs, and we knew we had this capacity for remastering, so we first of all looked at the sound to see what we could do with it. The Progeny release that came out in about 2016 or somewhere around that time gave us all the different sources from the 72 material, or the Close to the Edge tour material, and so that was what we went to identify all the tracks that they'd used for Yessongs from the different shows on Progeny. So that was a painstaking job, research done by my colleague, but we identified them, we got them all together in the right order, and the idea was to replicate Yessongs in a better sound. The Fragile Tour material, which was just 3 songs, I think: Perpetual Change, Fish, Long Distance. Obviously that wasn't part of Progeny, but so we remastered that from the best sounding official release of Yessongs that we could find. So basically that was the idea. It then got expanded because there was sort of bonus material that we wanted to put on. So I think it turned out to be a 5-disc set. No, it isn't, it's a 4-disc set. Sorry, it's a 4-disc set. So Yessongs is basically on 2 discs, and then there were 2 full discs of additional material. So that was the thinking behind it, and then once we knew we could do this as a project, I just sort of got to think strongly about what sort of imagery I would want on a sort of properly, comprehensively represented Yessongs, if you like. So that's what we did. So again, it was done in a protective plastic outer. We had this sticky label made, which is actually follows the pattern of the Yessongs livery, which was quite a task in itself. And as you'll see, we kind of adapted it. I'll take it out of its wrapper. So at the top you can see we've changed slightly the line of the curve. Instead of wrapping around the Yessongs logo, it follows it around in a curve. That was quite tortuous to get right. We then, if you'll see, that particular branch or leaf, or whatever you want to call it, curves in a different way to the official Yessongs one. And we obviously put Close to the Edge in there. and use that new logo, Yessongs at 50, and again the bottom strap line in the box. So let's have a look what's inside it. Okay, so that was the front, sides, and then the back of the box. We replicated the style of the Yessongs slightly, but with our own touch on it. Utilise that there. So inside, so this time we've put one of the Yessongs paintings in the window, over coloured the whole thing with a warm cream tone, and then you get your box number and your name in the panel there. Okay, I suspect this will have to go over 2 videos unless I just run through everything quickly. I'll probably speed up a little bit. So there's our ribbon for this one. We've kept it red and gold, and then used our logos, put those little logos at each end. I'll try and hold that one down there, I'll try and hold that one down with the phone. So if you've seen the other ones, you'll see we do this gold welcome card. Use the Yessongs faint at the top. So that's telling you you're lucky to have it. And that's the welcome card on this one. Welcome to Yessongs at 50, a celebration of their classic era of the classic era of Yessongs. At the top, 50 years from fragile and close to the edge. So on the back, our introductory blurb, spiel, again with the Yessongs sort of in the background, with overlaid with coloured squares. Okay, this was something we added later actually. My colleague actually had these printed because we were going to use this photo, and I don't think we ended up using it in the box, so we had this made up later. It's just a great photo. Right, we then did 3 just image sheets of the artwork. I can't remember whether that's Escape or, yeah, I think that one's Escape. That one's called Arrival, isn't it? With the fish. So again, high resolution quality on these, pin sharp had to be. And then that was the reimagining one that Roger did, which was great. Okay, so we did this little wallet. You know we do these wallets on all these things. We also did a couple of tickets, which I kept in there just because they're a bit small. So again, the wallet, this time sort of grayscale colours. So your golden ticket, certificate, which is just coloured on the back but not printed. And then we did these cards, kind of glossy photo cards if you like, and these were with the Yessongs film promo cards that we used. Great one, a bill there. We had to have Alan, of course. Steve, the classic Squire, and Rick. So we thought those being kind of original kind of promo cards of that size, we'd keep it at that size. I think it's A5. Okay, just put the tickets back in. So that was our little wallet. Quite understated for us. This was a beautiful advert that we decided needed special treatment, so we did it in a laminated insert, very thick card, and on the back of it we put this other beautiful advert press out. I think that's a Dutch newspaper. Okay, now not exactly to do with Yessongs, but from '72 the Close to the Edge tour expanded into Australia and Japan. They didn't play New Zealand in the end, did they? But Australia and Japan. And the Australian tour program is very rare. Very few people own one. So we were lucky enough to be able to do this reproduction of the Australian tour program. We thought that was a nice thing to have. So at least you've got a replica of it. It was all black and white inside. This is exactly as per the original. So it's just a perfect replica. So yeah, and we just put some tiny blurb along there to say this is a replica forming part of the Yessongs at 50 box set. Okay, so we then did this other little booklet, which was basically just a redesign of a Sid Smith article from Prog magazine that he did on the making of the Close to the Edge album. Again, completely plagiarising it, but this is just to fit in with what we wanted to have in the '72 period box. So we did that there, and then just replicating the article. We did that nice inner spread. Guys in the studio. So, and again, it sort of takes a lot of sort of effort to get it to fit into the number of pages you've got and the space spacings, everything has to be right, but we felt that that was a nice 72 thing to do. So you'll then see that we've got this humongous thing here. Now this basically contains pretty much everything else that's in the box set. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. And we'll just finish off with what else we've got before we look at that. So we did a few stickers. Those are just stickers. And then we did these posters. So we had fun with the posters on this one. So that was the fragile poster. Had to use that image close to the edge poster. And then we did this Yessongs at 50 poster. So that image which is on the back of the box, and then we did this kind of stretched out Yessongsy thing with the logo at the top. And then we also made a poster out of this. This was somebody's beautiful image that they created. I think it's mainly sort of done with computers, but we just topped it with close to the edge, seasons will pass you by, and just thought it was a gorgeous thing. So we then did a poster to tribute those people from Yes who had died. So it's basically Chris and Alan. Again, a lot of time and effort was made to get that looking nice and tasteful. Okay, and then we did this card insert. Oh. So I remind myself what this was. Okay, so I think this was just a text on why Yessongs was not just another live album from the 70s. So I think we wanted to express something. We did it on this sheet, double-sided, and that was to close off the box set. We actually put some final notes in the box there. And Golden Ticket Series logo at the bottom, and then that was the bottom of the box. So this was the Yessongs image. The window, it's got this purple picture of the planet chunk that's grown and taken root, shall we say, just with a sort of purple thing. So having done all that, I will move these out of the way and we'll have a proper look at what's in here. So this is basically a slip case. Let's see, reverted to is it Pathways? I can't remember what these things are called, but that was the classic image, and that's the reason why we didn't do a separate card with that picture on it. It's got a spine, and then the back. Oops. Is like that. Okay, so inside you've got all this. So that's the slip case. So the first thing to look at is the cards. So we did these sheets for each member of the band. Steve Howe, Rick, John, Chris, Bill, and Alan. And then I'll turn this over. We've then got the book. So this was the book that we did, and I think this was 48 pages. So we're going up each time. So you'll again see the triangle is repeated again, and the back of it we used the butterfly cat. So I'll try and get through the book as quickly as possible, see if we can do this in one video. So see everything we need to see. Okay, so yellow promo poster, text put in there, and then kind of studio the Yes album with writing in there, introduction there, introduction to the tours, Fragile picture there, fan review of a Fragile show, feature on the Sounding Out BBC documentary, live pictures from the Fragile tour, Fragile UK tour, and then some further imagery from the sort of 71 period. Then we go to the making of art and the work done to create the Yessongs thing, Fragile logo and the Yes logo. So in all the museum we've got this in the making of art, the making of art, evolution of the logo. So progressive art of Roger Dean, say more about that. We did put those pictures of Roger in that alternative Yessongs. And then all the Yessongs, kind of starting with the planet, breaks up, goes through space, lands, develops, and then life. Put the two girls down the bottom. Okay, so these are some memorabilia bits with a live photo from Glasgow 71. And then some various versions of Yessongs that have been released. Again, we used the rare thing up there. More rarities related to Yessongs there. And we got Close to the Edge tour, 72 to 73. So the Crystal Palace with some other photos overlaid. That was a nice page, I enjoyed doing that one. The American Close to the Edge tour introduction. More about the American tour there. And then we come to the, that was the inner spread. That's a fantastic poster from Crystal Palace Bowl. And there was also an insert there which, so we made that little insert poster from the double page spread ad from the UK. So again, set lists, a review of a show, live imagery there. Story about events happening in Indianapolis. Press review there. Then we got the American tour, kind of just various posters and imagery. And then the Japan, Japanese sort of and Australian posters and flyers and stuff. These are the Japanese program and Australian tour book. Comment about those. Live photos from Australia, from Japan rather. March '73. Those fantastic photographs. Yessongs on film. About the DVDs, laser discs, etc. Then we did posters. So these are the really nice posters, the red one, the yellow one, and then obviously the classic larger one from the UK. Oh, I think that was the US. Yes, US, wasn't it? It's colour spelt that way. And then another page on Yessongs on film with various different releases that have been made, rarities. And then the bootleg pages. So this is from the Fragile tour. So those are vinyl and CD bootlegs from the Fragile tour, and those are vinyl and CD bootlegs from Close to the Edge tour. Just a selection. And then those were vinyl and CD bootlegs from the '73 tour, Close to the Edge tour. And then those are the special Tarantura CD, and that's the Highland box set that was done. So those are all the Highland Tarantura CDs. It's a Fragiles CD box set from all the Fragile tours. So these are two special CD bootleg sets that were released. This was Fragiles, which was Tarantura, 5 CD set, box set, and that was the Highland Eve of an Autobiography, which was Japan, in Tokyo, in a lovely box. And then closing comments really, and then credits page there. So that was the book that we did. So we then come to this. This is the CD housing. So we put this border on it. Again, there's a spine and a back, similar to the back of the box, but we added the drummers in and a few quirky bits. So this basically opens. So inner sheet, just the band. Disc 1 fits on there, designed to fit on and match the pattern of the background, and the track listings there. Disc 2, ditto, track listings beneath it. Then in the middle we replicated the book from Yessongs, but changed it, so made the picture bigger. I think the logo we made a bit bigger. And then these are from the book. That was a new page we did, and then we did these comments on how we did the remastering. We put a Yessongs at 50 faint there to balance out John. reconstructing a classic, so again that's our writings there, and again our writings there. These are the disc 1, the sources, so we wanted to give you the sources of each of the Yessongs tracks. So that was laid out there, disc 1 and disc 2. And then the Chris Squire pictures from the original book. Okay, and then the bonus disc. Bonus disc 1 was Newcastle City Hall, UK 71, so a fragile tour show. Audience raw, but it was definitely worth remastering because it's just an incredible raw experience of Yes live in 71. Talk about what we did with it and how we did it. And then disc 2 was Merryweather Post Pavilion, Maryland, Close to the Edge show, and all about what we did and how we did it. Those were pictures of Rick from the book, and then that was the final page, and we just gave ourselves additional credits on that, even to the extent of in the little white text, which we had to match up because it's not quite white, it's a particular shade of grey. Okay, and then you've got disc 3, which again had to marry up completely exactly with the picture behind it, so we had to design those carefully with that in mind. And similarly with disc 4. So you can see we were fortunate in this, that there was 4 discs and 4 paintings to play with really. And then the closing page, some pictures of Roger Dean, and yeah, finish it off that way. So a lot more concentration on the CD presentation, a lot less kind of individual inserts, I suppose, to the topographic one, but I think on this one we kind of got to, shall I say, a sort of more professional kind of feel to the whole thing. So let me try and get everything back in its box. Okay, so everything's back in the box, and that was it. And I think the music was an absolute triumph as far as I was concerned on this. The remastering, as was proved by how popular it's been on YouTube, is just incredible. I mean, Yessongs is just one of the most amazing experiences really that you can have, live music from that period, but it was just brought up to something really, really immersive and dynamic. So yeah, I mean, people sort of rave about it on YouTube. You should hear the CDs, absolutely incredible. So yeah, we were really, really pleased with that one, and we felt that we really had done it justice, and we decided we'd do one more. So hope you'll stay with us for the last one, and thank you for joining me for this.